Hey Jess. So been a long time since we've done one of these, right? So this one is the retrograde reading. So I'm gonna combine Pluto and Saturn together, and hopefully we will get something cohesive. So yeah. So like we talked about, Pluto transformation, lots of transformations happening right now. Especially if you're dealing with Capricorn and, if you have Capricorn placements, you're really going to feel it more than anyone else. And if you have, you're also going to feel Saturn a lot too, because that's also in Capricorn. And more so with Saturn, it's like a double dose of karma. So, yeah, so really watch what you say right now. Things are going to be a little, like I said, a little really quick on the karma. We can talk more when we see you next, because I realize we didn't go over that too much, but it's intense. So, lots of anxiety and stuff, and I'm sure you're already feeling it. Obviously, being sick is no fun either. I don't know where Saturn or Pluto are in your house, like right now, which house they're transiting, but it has to do anything with food. I mean, this could be why you're getting the food poisoning and not feeling well. This could be a wake-up call for that. Let's hope it isn't. But I guess the card will tell us, right? Let's take it forward. First got out the Hangman in reverse. So, whatever you're feeling stuck about right now in terms of the retrograde, or what it's trying to teach you, it's gonna work out. You're not really stuck. Okay, if it's about relationships maybe and you're feeling stuck on those, there's a lot of positivity here. Okay, just take some rest and find some strength to be able to move on. When it comes to work, there's some really big blessings there. Okay, so things are looking good. All right, so, and I think that's, bottom of the deck is just saying, like, you might feel stuck, but you really aren't as stuck as you seem. Be like that. Okay. So, what else we have? Let's see. Well, I feel like, it's a bit. Page of Wands in reverse. Interesting. Lots of reverses coming out. Only with you. I feel like the cards are like channeling you, because I call you the queen of reverse, because every time you do a reading for me, the cards are like reverse, 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 reverse. So it's just like, it's like, oh, this is my first, and I'm like, I'm trying to keep up. Alright, so let's see. It's been a little hot minute, and I don't have my thing in front of me. So, let's go to Page of Wands. Excuse me, in reverse. So, what do we got? Yeah, okay, this is perfect. Like, if you're coming up with a lot of ideas right now, this is fantastic. So really exemplifying that Page of Wands energy. But perhaps you're coming up with too many ideas and it's making you feel kind of stuck right now about things. It's a hobby, a project. You've got this all planned out, but you can't move from point A to point B. It's like, alright. If you're feeling this kind of energy, this is just telling you, it's time to move on. So if this is what's maybe making you feel stuck, move on to a new project. Start something new. Okay? With this new moon, also in Taurus, it's also a really good time to start some new projects as well. So just kind of think about where like everything's probably reversed. Think about where you need to make some movement, in terms of projects or things like that. Because once you can figure that out, you'll move on. The star in reverse. So I know you say this is never you. I always read it as you because it's the Aquarius card. So what's going on? Well, I feel like you're so maybe stuck on these projects or whatever this energy is, like it's really making you stuck, it's really making you upside down. Don't worry about it. Whatever it is, if it's a trouble balancing something, and you feel like you're, having a tower moment because of it and there's some conflict, it's okay. Alright. Whatever this balancing is, if you're trying to maybe toss and turn between two projects or two things, and it's just maybe a lot right now, don't worry about it. Okay. And this is interesting because I'm really feeling like this is playing to the last maybe week or so, with all the drama. This is you right now. The star in reverse shows that maybe you feel like everything has turned against you, to the point where you're literally upside down twice. Except the thing here with the Hangman is we're putting ourselves in the stuck position, right? There's these challenges that you've got, and they may seem exciting. And excuse me. You just don't know how you can now overcome them. Excuse me. The thing is, you are overcoming them, and I've seen you overcome them, and you will continue to do so. Just every day can't be good, but however, the star in reverse is someone that's lost faith and hope. So without that, how can we move on from here to here? And if it's in terms of projects as well, if this is also not a project, maybe this is you trying to get out of here. Even though you're already out, but you're feeling still stuck. Try and ask yourself some questions like, where your life is making you feel hopeless. Where do you feel defeated? Why? Basically, the card is telling you to nurture your sense of hope and positive energy to prepare your actions with joy, propel your actions with joy instead of fear. A lot already in those three cards. So I feel like the retrograde is for you so far. I think this is like this one is really Pluto, and Pluto is calling for a huge transformation to leave behind all of this. So let's see what else comes out. With the fact that we've already gotten 2 major arcana at 3, that's pretty big. 10 of Cups in reverse. Alright, we're really staying stuck here, huh? I get it. Listen, not everything can be hunky-dory. Alright? These, you maybe thought things were going well and then surprised they aren't. Right? This is all one story. Pluto is going to force you to push that aside. Whether this is you and being able to feel like, I can't juggle both things, like work and being happy, or, like whatever it is. You need to push those feelings aside Because if you do, there's a lot coming, right? And a lot coming. I'm sorry, there's like literally like a lump in my throat. I don't know if it's because maybe you don't want to hear this, or maybe you're not ready to hear it. It is a lot, to take in. I'm like really trying not to cry, because I feel like I'm just really absorbing your energy right now, and it's like you really feel upside down, but the thing is, you see yourself as this, right? The whole upside down. Meanwhile, I see this, except for this, someone who isn't stuck. So someone who isn't stuck, someone who has great ideas and creativity, maybe just needs a little nudge and motivation pushing forward, but nothing crazy. Someone with great hopes and dreams and aspirations, and someone that has a bright future ahead of them. Yeah. And I know in due time you'll get there, so it's just a matter of just pushing certain things aside and moving forward. If the home life isn't good right now, which we know to an extent it isn't, in terms of like the chaos and things like that, find a way to escape more often, or find a way to make it good. That's what also that 10 of Cups in reverse was talking about. And maybe this is also saying, well, I don't have the motivation to move on to face these challenges anymore, like I'm done, I'm through. Like, I get it, but reach out for support. That's the key. So, reach out to people that are here to help you, that want to, get things going. So there's some room for that. Okay. The two cards how there are 5 of Wands, 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords, 2 of Swords. This is Pluto right here. This isn't even Saturn. It's kind of Saturn too, though, because I'll explain why in a minute. But let's talk about Pluto in terms of this nonsense. We're really feeling super stuck, huh? Sometimes are worse than others, and it's tough, right? We got internal conflict, where putting ourselves in a mucho stuck position. We're feeding ourselves lies. Let's make us feel more stuck. Right? There's no escape. Here's the thing. So in terms of Pluto's calling on you to transform yourself. And how's it going to do that? Well, it's going to do it for you. Definitely going to do it for you. The full 3 of Wands, Queen of Swords. It's going to ask you to take a leap of faith, leave things behind that aren't propelling you forward right now. So if there's conflict that's making you feel stuck, if there's ideas or projects that are making you feel stuck, if you're lying to yourself and that's making you feel stuck, if home life is making you feel stuck, leave it all behind, right? It's time for a new chapter, a new chapter in your life, and Pluto's coming here to do that. Queen of Swords, also cutting things off, but also being very clear in communication, especially by the time we head into Gemini season. what's this also about in terms of Saturn in the retrograde? In terms of Saturn retrograde, it's talking about Saturn is very about structure. Right? If it doesn't like chaos, right? If you there's cleanliness, structure, all of that. So it's also calling on you to find some structure, get out of the house, leave behind this toxicity, and restructure what's not working in your life right now. Which a lot of this is pointing to projects, home. Those are the big two that I'm getting out of this. It's a bit right now, but once you're able to leave things behind, mucho celebration. There's a lot to celebrate. A lot to celebrate. Right? Celebrating you. I know, it's hard to let people inside of, your head. In terms of like letting, speaking about, your demons and things like that. So thank you for sharing with me. So it's not always easy, And I know you're coming to realizations yourself about this. Excuse me. Bottom of the deck. The Magician and Wheel of Fortune. You have all the tools these next few minutes to create your destiny and what you want. Not just that, whatever you manifest, you have the ability to project out and you will get it back quickly. If it's good and you've projected out good karma in past lives and now, that will all come back. Yeah. And just thinking. And I'm just thinking about like the whole transformation when I first met you to now is like, it's crazy, right? Think about how much more you can transform in this next, 5 to 6 months. Actually, no. 4 months. Yeah, next 4 months. 3 to 4. Sorry. There's quite a bit of transformation opening up. There's a lot of change coming, and it's all good. Or is it? Yeah. The moon in reverse. So any illusions will be revealed. If you've been creating illusions for people, expect some swift karma. If it's the reverse, that people have been creating illusions to distract you. And this is why all of this stuff is going on. Yeah. The karma will be reversed. That's 5 major arcana back to back. So we'll definitely explore that in the extended. I won't be doing the extended right away. Like right after I do this, I'm gonna sleep on it a little bit. And I'll probably do it tomorrow before I see you on Monday. It's just it's a lot to absorb right now. This isn't a heavy or somber reading, but I see a lot of this in me. So, not that this reading's about me, but I can relate really well in the sense of like being too hard on yourself and putting all that external pressure, and internal pressure as well. Putting that, putting that all on you. And then you end up not losing sight of what you wanted, but you end up I'm trying to think maybe losing sight of where you need to be. Okay? Highways are very distracted in this reading. I'm really not. I promise. It's like the transformation is stark, right? So, like the first half of the reading, the Queen of Swords, or to the full actually, was very Pluto focused. After that, it starts drifting into Saturn because we're talking about karma and stuff. So let's pull out one more card after Judgment to see what we got. Here it is. Temperance, King of Cups, 9 of Cups. The emotional balance between what you want now pays off. There'll be things that are revealed to you, possibly about a Sagittarius, but also about how you can balance your emotions to get what you desire most. By the way, that makes 6 major arcana in a row. It's a really strong message, right? About leaving things behind, really focusing on self. You have the tools to create and manifest what you want. Things, and there might be things that are revealed to you that you thought, you were true, but they aren't. And then once you're able to balance out those emotions, those 10 cups that were in reverse are now suddenly 9 cups, because you get rid of the one thing that you didn't need, and the cups end up reverting themselves. So, when you look, blessings, 6 of Cups. I like it. Okay. When we go to the extended, we'll clarify the major arcana and maybe any other cards that are associated with them. Ending of Confusion. We like that. So I like the emotional balance. So we'll talk about that. See, we'll look at those major cards. That string of 6, I really want to explore that. Bottom of the deck. Pull this too, I think. Ace of Wands, the Emperor, the Hermit, and Ace of Cups. We may pull that. I haven't decided yet. But we may. Because that's it's a big thing. So we'll talk more in the extended. I hope this made sense. I know it's kind of a longer video, but I hope it makes sense. Once I do the extended and clarify some things, I think things will really start to fall into place. But in the meantime, the advice would be try to get out of the mentality of being hard on yourself, and know that the people that are here to support you do care a lot, and they want you to be your best self, which obviously I know you want, but it's probably like, how do I get there? And the thing is, you're working on it. It may not seem like it, but it's baby steps, and that's what's key. Okay. I love you mucho, and I will see you soon, and we will talk more in the extended. All right, bye.